Hello and welcome to Run On Sentence, where I talk about stuff and things on the internet. Today we'll be talking to Ralph. I always mispronounce your last name, Apel.
Apple.
Damn it!
Nope.
One of these days I'll get it right.
Nah, never.
So Ralph, how you doing? How's the quarantine going for you?
Doing good. Doing good. Hanging out at home, doing podcasts, playing Animal Crossing.
Oh,
That's it.
fun. Yeah, I recently saw that you were on a podcast. Which one was it? What was it about?
I was on a guest on Crazy Hank TV, which is hosted by Jack, who used to do the Lost podcast with Jay and Jack. So it was me, Jay and Jack, and then Jorge from, if you don't know, he's from the Kaiju podcast. He's my co-host on the Kaiju podcast, which is what I do.
Can you tell us about that one? And you have another podcast as well, right?
Yeah, I have a couple. I have All Right, Let's Do a Podcast with my friend Kevin, which we just kind of BS and talk about whatever, mostly movies and wrestling and life. And then I have the Kaiju podcast with Jorge, and that is a movie about giant monsters. So Godzilla, King Kong, Gamera, any of those guys. And we do those every other week.
Neat. How'd you get into podcasting?
It was back in 2005. I think it's been something like 15 years. Um, I quit my job and I was writing, and I started, I found out about podcasts because I watched the show Lost, and I would listen to Jay and Jack, and yeah, started getting into that, got into another podcast also about Lost. I listened to, I think, 3 Lost podcasts at the time because there was a lot of kind of information going on. One of my shows that I listened to, the co-host left, and so everyone was trying to get the host that didn't leave to get back on and start doing more episodes. And it, like, a couple weeks had lapsed, so me and my friend Ben did an episode of their show, quote, an episode of their show, to catch him up on the 4 episodes that he missed, and so that he wouldn't have to cover them. He came back to do the show. The show is called Make Your Own Kind of Music with Scott and Steve. So they brought that show back with a different co-host, and during that show, he announced that we also were going to do a podcast as well, which we did not plan on doing. So that's where the Dharmalars came from. It's a show that kind of just spawned from filling in a gap for another show. So yeah, I've been doing that since, I think, April. Oh man, we're coming up pretty close. April 2006. So yeah, we're coming up on 14 years.
Oh wow. Now, going back to your Kaiju podcast,
Right.
have you seen the new Magic the Gathering cards that are coming out?
Yes. I've got a lot of links sent to me. I've never played Magic, but it's cool. They're like licensed, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they look cool.
They're actually like alternate artwork of the like the original cards or whatever that are coming out with this set.
That's cool.
So they're gonna be kind of tough to get.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know if I would see. I've never played Magic, so I don't know if I'd just go get a deck. But I want to say that I think maybe Funko or somebody else is releasing I think it's Funko is releasing a Godzilla board game.
Oh.
So that's cool. I might get that, or Jorge will definitely get it, regardless, because he loves board games and Godzilla. So I'll probably play that at his house. But that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll play that. I don't know about Magic. It sounds like it's. I've never played any sort of turn-based strategy card game ever, so it'd be pretty daunting to start now.
It's never. I mean, I got into it maybe 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Do you have some? I have a VHS tape that I taped off of ESPN2 of a Magic the Gathering tournament
Oh,
back in like 1997 or something.
that
That's
sounds
pretty
about right.
fun. Yeah, it sounds pretty. It's pretty fun. And I remember I had also taped a bunch of Mystery Science Theater in 1997, and the commercials always had Magic the Gathering commercials for the game.
Yeah.
It was on Sci-Fi Channel, and I remember the tagline being, "The only thing you need is a friend and a deck." Like that was the tagline, and I'm like,
That's
"Ooh." Yeah, I was like, "All right." Right now, I'm playing D&D. Uh, on there's like this, I think it's called like Roll 20 or something. It's like a conferencing chat,
mhm.
but solely for the purpose of like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
And it's kind of cool because everybody's head's on the screen, and then there's like the map is on the screen also, and you could slide your guy around to where you want to be. The last time we played was a week ago, and this was the first time that I kind of really grasped it. And this is like our fifth session or something. So yeah, you could pretty much do whatever you want. And I realized that we were doing this one thing, and there's like a bad guy, like some monster, and there was a table between me and the monster. And so I told the DM, I'm going to slide across the table like a 70s cop sliding over the hood of a car, and I'm going to swing my sword at this thing. And he got all excited. So he told me to roll, and I rolled well. I think I rolled like a 19 or something.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he's like, and he was so excited because I didn't just say, I'm going to walk over here and hit him with my sword. I like made it a thing, like a crazy action.
Yeah,
And
because it's
because
all
I
about
rolled,
creativity.
yeah, and because I rolled well, he was like, okay, not only did you slide over, you ended in a somersault and you uppercutted him in the head with your sword, plunging it into his skull and killing it or whatever. I'm like, okay, now I kind of understand that you can do like these embellishments and stuff. But now I'm just farting around. Now I'm just I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to just do everything. Everything I do is going to be some obnoxious embellishment. So I'm kind of getting it.
Now, what exactly is the VHS Dude, or it came
Okay.
from the VCR?
Okay, so this is how it was always supposed to be. It was supposed to be a show called It Came from the VCR. That was the show. And the show was going to be hosted by VHS Dude, who would be me. So I came up with the character of VHS Dude. He's in a black suit with a pink tie and a VHS head. So I just wanted it to be the VHS Dude in front of the pink backdrop and taking clips and either reviewing tapes, so maybe like a 5 minute long show where I play clips from one single tape, and then like VHS Dude like comments on them and stuff. And that's what it was supposed to be. And so when I created all the VHS Dude social media, I was working for a web company that did like social media and stuff. And I realized that you can really get a good following for free. There's a lot of stuff you can do for free without and like get, people to see you. As long as things look professional, as long as your graphics look professional, and your posts are concise and stuff like that, it's crazy. It's crazy how many people will flock to you. Like I think my Instagram has 23,000 followers now, and I don't do anything. I just post clips of stuff I found. It's cool, but I want to create content. I don't want to just take someone else's stuff and just post it up there.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to showcase these weird tapes that I have, but in a more creative way. So maybe soon.
What about the other podcast?
All right, let's do a podcast with Kevin. We've always done that randomly. We've done it where the schedule on that one is like once every 2 months, once every 3 months. With the quarantine, we've done one we've done one last week and one this week, and we might do one next week. That's just trying to find time. So that shows kind of whenever we feel like talking. And then I have the Secret Society, which is a Patreon show, which funds all the other podcasts. I decided to come up with a Patreon page, and all of that money gets just funneled straight into whatever I'm paying for the podcast. So that's pretty cool. That's only $1 a month. And I already have I think 72 episodes on that one. And that's what's cool about Patreon is if, as soon as you subscribe, even if you only subscribe for 1 month for $1, you automatically unlock all 72 episodes, which I cover anything from Justice League to Star Wars to music to whatever. So people subscribe to that. That money goes straight into Kaiju Podcast and Dharma Lars and All Right, Let's Do a Podcast and everything I use to make that stuff. So it's kind of cool. And then the people who like me get extra shows. They're pretty fun. Yeah, what's going on with you though?
Me? So how do you end a show?
Usually you just end it and you're just like, oh, that was great. It was good talking to you.
Hey, look at the time. It's time for me to go.
That's a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
You should just do that from now on. Yeah, I like it.
Before we go, do you have anything to promote, to pimp out?
You can just I put at Casino Skunk on my thing. So yeah. You can follow that or go to casinoskunk.com and it has the links to all my stuff that we talked about. So
and I'll be sure to link a bunch of your stuff in the description down below.
Cool.
So
all right, you got it right.
All right, thanks for hanging out.
Sure, no problem.
Bye.
All right, bye.